Hey there, everyone. It's Sunday, July 3rd, 2022. And there are baseball games today, but there were also baseball games yesterday. And this video is going to be talking about what the algorithm did yesterday. And also, I guess the title of this video is going to be how I lost $1,607.22 on a bet that was less than $18 because of one run in an Arizona Colorado game. That's right, everybody. I bet over 18 and a half shooting for the stars, swinging for the fences, and I got caught on the warning track, and it cost me $1,600. Let's just say that I had said, oh, I'll just do over 17 and a half instead. That line was like 360, right? You still would have won $1,500 instead of losing and ending up still making 8-1 on your money, which is pretty awesome. But when you have a day like this where you catch the White Sox, the over in the Milwaukee-Pittsburgh game I talked about in the video, Detroit comes back to win, I think, in the ninth. Seattle comes back to win. Texas holds off the Mets. I bought these. I made these wagers in the middle of the game. This happened at like 4 p.m. or something, 4 or 5 p.m. when I was like done doing work, running around all day. And so I got some interesting lines because these teams were down. White Sox were straight down to San Francisco. But I looked at the algorithm, and the algorithm said that these teams were going to win, and all 4 underdogs win. Is that true? Wow. That's incredible. You've got a 13-4 day. You've also got 12 of the top 14 games. Don't know why Boston couldn't put up any runs, but I knew that they dropped down a little bit below the number 1 pick, I think, after lineups were announced. And Milwaukee was obvious when you sorted this by power, which is a new thing that I am going to be doing in the videos when I talk about the games, because looking at a team's power and then looking at the margin is distorting your pick ranks, right? Like your number 1 pick rank was this game, but it shows up in the 3rd spot when you sort the teams by their team power strength. But I realized that the team power strength really does matter, because when you have what is apparently a poor pitching matchup, which is what was going on with Milwaukee and Pittsburgh, Milwaukee's pitcher also could not win. This guy, Aaron Ashby's 1-5 with a 4.25 ERA. So Pittsburgh happens to hit them in favorable weather conditions, which is what the algorithm said here in the algorithm and the Google Sheet, which you can purchase access to, $30 for 30 days. You can watch this thing live all day. I would imagine people won money betting with this algorithm today. It did so many good things, of which I will go over some of them. But this game right here, it had it going all the way up to 10-3. The score got flipped a little. They didn't hit the over 12.5 that I bet, but they hit an over 9.5 mid-game, no problem. And they would have hit an over 10.5 if you'd taken that early. I mean, the over-under was set at the over-under in that game was set at 9. So yeah, you can hit over 10, over 10.5. Anyway, point is seeing Milwaukee way down on this list power-wise, because the team power strength is taking into account that bad pitcher Ashby, and that you can't be certain he's going to win a game. So even though this margin is really big, because Pittsburgh supposedly is so bad, you're going up with a bad pitcher, and that's why they fall down here. I love seeing that. Also, you see a really low margin game up here with a strength here. So you're like, oh, I could stay away from this game. It's got the lowest margin. Even the LA game had a low margin, and it was close until LA broke out and did it. But they are the number 1 team power strength, though. So they're also really, I mean, they are the strongest. That's why I said that the team power team, that team's got to win like 3 out of every 4 days, I feel like, because you're saying that nobody is stronger, no combination of variables, looking at each team independently and also their matchup, but looking at them independently is the best of all of them. And so you want to be winning those, and you catch the top 3, Yankees in a doubleheader. You don't catch Boston, but there was a limited pitching stats for Winkowski, I believe. Both of these guys, 20 and 17. So there's reasons that this isn't great, right? Minnesota comes back to win against Baltimore again. I think they had to come back to win again. Did they really do that? What's the final score of that game? I was following a game, but I forgot. Ends up being 4-3. I think Baltimore's up 3-0 in that game. Yeah, because I had Minnesota minus 1.5 and they don't cover that, but they win. That's right. Funky. Houston finally over LA. Atlanta covers. Look at all of this covering, not covering the Minnesota, but they're at home. I mean, your away teams, did they like all cover except for Boston, and St. Louis doesn't cover, but they had a really low margin. And Milwaukee's way down there. Interesting. It's just such a good day. Such a good day. I hope you had a good day with us. So that is how you can turn a relatively small amount of money, a modest amount of money into, I mean, I didn't look, I wasn't able actually to look to try to cash out this when this game started going crazy with runs. Because they were getting to the point where it looked like they were going to get to 19 or more runs, and FanDuel would have offered me cash out amounts, but I wasn't able to do that at that time. And it's wow, amazing. What was the line? It was we just did a million things. 450. Yeah, I mean, this was crazy. So I was just praying they get, I mean, Arizona hits a 2-run home run on the bottom of the ninth. I'm like, just lift one more out of there, please. Right? $1,607 on a $17.92 bet. If you don't think that is fascinating, well, I don't know why you're betting then, because I mean, you don't have to bet only $17, right? Now you don't hit like this every day. You don't get lucky like this every day, but let's just talk about, spreading it out to try to get a payout more with like $100, right? What does that look like if you're really spreading it down? That's a $220 bet. 1 second. 162, 120. So here's a $120 bet that was flirting with almost $6,000. I would argue you can almost get rid of the really low ones, but sometimes people like to play them because they do pay more and they're actually worth more later in the night. But you can see, yeah, here's $99 for 5,600. This is something I would do with $100 one day. Now, how much you lose here on this? Yeah, it's going to be 38, 32, isn't it? Let's find out or no, it's not this. It's going to take this number, which is the potential payout if we had done $100 on this thing, and we're going to subtract it from what happens here when you press lose in this round robin calculator. $4,800 swing on a $99 bet. How is that mathematically leveraging possible? I feel like people don't hit this many that frequently because it's so tough to do. I get it. Still paid $800 though. Wow. And that's doing it this way. Yeah, you could do. I mean, I weighted this thing crazy, right? Like, usually I don't go all the way down to even the threes. I do something like, no, 2, 1, 1, 1. Look at that. Yeah, see, that still pays more. And then how much? Look at this, 63.78. Oh my God. All right, so I always wondered, because you can play a lot of these for a lot less money than this. I'll generally invest like $25 to $50 on a string of 7 for the day that I've researched when I have the time to research it, and I can lose $5,400 on a $99 bet, and that will be even funnier video. That's pretty amazing, don't you think? Like, just astonishing. So, so what did happen tonight was much less than that on a $17 bet, but still paid 8 to 1. So awesome stuff. Katrina is going to call me here, and she's taking a shower. Oh, she's done showering. She says, how do I invite her to this Zoom? I don't know how to do that. I'm going to do new videos. What I'm going to do, and we're going to talk about tomorrow, Sunday, because I'm going to prepare Sunday. Because I had gotten started, but I'm going to actually get it ready because I wanted to do a recap of Saturday, because it really was one of those almost 1 in 5 days where the algorithm does so well that you could almost hit everything, except this string was more in the middle, and also all 4 underdogs hit. So if you play all the underdogs that the algorithm kicks out every day, you actually had 4 to choose from today and they all won. I mean, there's a lot of ways to win today. And as you can see, I won even though my much larger wager got spanked. Minnesota only won by 1. So I screwed up. This game I played once again, I went way too over, just by a couple. And needed 12.5, there was 11. Needed 12.5 over 12.5, there was 11. Atlanta covered. Yankees crushed it. Dodgers won, crushed it, but Boston lost. So this thing paid only $11 and lost 85%. So my total cash for the day ends up being $178 on 77 plus 17 or 94. Yeah, about 94, 95 wagered. So, you almost double my money, not quite, like a 75% profit or something for the day, which in itself is okay. But what's really exciting was watching and listening to this game, wondering if this was going to happen, because you can have this happen. Like I said, once out of every 5 days, you certainly flirt with this on average. And as you can see, this was one of those days. So, all right. Next video will be Katrina, and we'll talk about tomorrow. All right. Good luck. I hope all your picks won today.